Welcome, everybody. We're going to have a song by Dalton.
It's actually 2 songs, but they're both short, so anybody who feels comfortable doing so, please stand up. If you can stand for 2 or 3 minutes and you feel like it on a Sunday morning. The day of the Lord, when the divinity returns to us, when living our free will, and with all the power of our spirit, we decide to live our lives in free communion with God, with no expectations. We will live our lives with gratitude, love, loyalty, and justice, beginning with ourselves and continuing with our brothers and sisters. We will respect all creation as the symbol of our love communion with the one who created us to the eternal happiness of humanity. Everybody, get up on your feet, see the light in everybody in me. Everybody, get up on your feet, see the light in everybody in me. Let us be reminded of who we've come to be. We are love, we are one big family. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, yeah. Now let us make a joyful sound, 'cause here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound, 'cause here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound, yeah, 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 yeah. Everybody, get up on your feet, see the light in everybody in me. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
I guess it's my turn again. Let's have everybody stand up that has birthdays this month. Anybody?
You just thought you got to sit down.
Here we go. There we go. I'm Christy Carr, your practitioner for the day, and I'd like to welcome you to the Center for Spiritual Living, where we inspire and empower people to live spiritually fulfilling lives. So, we're going to try this new again today. Well, actually, We're going to start it over new again today. So get up and greet your neighbor if you feel comfortable. Okay. Please silence your cell phones. The practitioners in service today are Charlie, Shirley, and I. And Mary. We're available after the service by the bell. If you'd like a spiritual mind treatment, let's invite the children up. And as we do, we'll wave to the camera. I'd like to thank everybody in service today. Audio, Lindy. Board member, Rich. Bookstore will be Jill today, and there's wonderful new stuff in there. Kitchen, cookies. After the service, we'll have some kitchen cookies in the room in there. Musicians, thank you, Dalton. It's always nice to have you here. Ronnie and Doug, thank you so much. Newcomers, if anybody's new, please raise your hand. If we'd like you to get up and raise your hand, we'll bring you a welcome packet if you're new, or you're welcome to get a welcome packet back on the wall. They're the blue ones on the bottom. So right now, I'd like to welcome Steve up for some announcements, please. Thank you, Steve.
Everybody's here, I see. Good. Okay, I just get, as you know, I get excited about all the stuff that's happening here. This is a Center for Spiritual Living in Reading, and we embody it by volunteering what we know and sharing with each other to be as alive as we can be. And so a lot of the workshops and a lot of the activities are really about finding out more about being alive, being present, where this comes from, and how we can maintain it. And this month is about self-care, right?
No.
No?
They're done with that. They have to tell the truth.
Well, anyway, self-care goes on and on and on. No matter what we're talking about. So we're going to start with the men's group. So the next one is Monday, July 10th, an opportunity for men to get together to speak and be heard. It's very rewarding for everybody who goes. That's Monday, July 10th, 7 to 9. And on the the New Moon Circle with Lori Buckman, which is all women, to balance this out. As many as 15 female attendees. This is going to be Saturday, July 14th, starting with a review of conscious alignment, moon cycles, discussions about linear and nonlinear time, and end with the sacred practice by walking the labyrinth. And I'm excited about this because it's an event that is on that, what she calls nonlinear calendar. It's in the moon cycle, the new moon, and celebrating and honoring the earth in that way by tuning into the timing of the earth and the timing of the moon and the timing of where we are with the stars. So I think it's essential that as a community, we have an event that embraces this, and the New Moon Circle certainly does. I've been hearing good things about awakening to oneness with life. This is a meditation group, I should say a meditation class. No matter how long we've been meditating, it is in the spirit of this group that we always look for another opinion, and we always look for another perspective. And it seems that Jill Matthews has many perspectives to offer. This is happening on Thursday, July 13th, 6:30 to 8, and I believe it's in the meditation hall. That's 1, 2, 3. Very important caregiver support group with Mary Mitchell, Dr. Mary Mitchell. Many of us are caregivers on one level or another, and it is extremely important to reach out to others and be able to get that support you need rather than standing alone in the process. Caregiver support group, Thursday, July 13th, 10 a.m. to 12 noon. Okay. You know that I've been noticing this ding, 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 ding-a-ling, 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 kind of going on in the back of my brain. All day long I get this kind of ding-a-ling, ding-a-ling, ding-a-ling. It's little thoughts, little acts, little repetitive little comments that come up. So I thought this is the perfect thing, the gong meditation. Imagine the ding-a-ling, and then imagine the gong. I'm going to come tonight at 6:30 to 7:30. Gong meditation with Joan Richards, and this is going to be on the first and third Sundays of each month. And it will be right here in the sanctuary. And this is, so many of these things are things that are recurring monthly or recurring bi-weekly or whatever. And to me, that is community building, when we regularly commit ourselves to our own personal growth through something that the community offers. It's strengthening our community to show up and, stretch a little bit. After you do the gong a couple of times, on Friday, July 21st, the Crystal Bowl Sound Healing Bath. Now, I've been hearing wonderful things about this. People are trying to describe it, but you really can't describe it. It's just, think of the gong, but think more of going to different levels with the gong, with different bowls that realign to different chakras. This is Irene Bulmer's presentation. It says, immerse yourself in a journey of sound and vibration created by crystal singing bowls as you move through the chakras. That also is something I'm going to make an effort Friday, July 21st. The drumming circle, which is usually on the second Friday, is not happening this month. And it probably will happen next month. This month, it's not happening. This isn't on the events. But in the events is we're going to be hiring somebody to do all the floors. And this is exciting to me because this is not a Seva event.
Oh, yes, it is. You have to move the chairs.
Okay, we have to move the chairs. Yes, it's true. Okay.
Just saying.
But the scrubbing, we're hiring out. That's, to me, that's wow. SOAR, Spirit of Adventure Renewed, July 15th on Saturday. This is going to be a good one. Mount Shasta, hiking Panther Meadows, Gray Butte, and a visit to the Peace Garden. I think that's going to be a fantastic day. And I think that's all I am assigned for. So see you there.
Thank you, Steve. What did he leave me? Let me look. The bookstore will be closed on Tuesday, July 4th. So he announced the floors, but there is a Save-A-Day coming up with Diana and Charlie. And boy, they could sure use your help out there. They're cleaning up the grounds and making them look wonderful for us on Sundays, and they could use the help. Not this Saturday. We changed it to next Saturday. The 15th is my beading class. So all you girls, remember, it's not this weekend. It's next weekend. Mary Mitchell will be doing her Essence of the Science of Mind on Sunday, July 9th. And Robin Backstrom will be doing a new book called The Second Half of Life, Opening the 8 Gates of Wisdom, on Monday, July 10th from 2 to 4. Did you leave me anything else? So now we'll have the reading, followed by the bell, and a treatment. There you go.
This is humor from Spiritual Passages by Reverend Scott Aubrey. A tall tale of truth. A mother passing by her daughter's bedroom was astonished to see the bed was nicely made and everything was picked up. Then she saw an envelope propped up prominently on the center of the bed. It was addressed, Mom. With the worst premonition, she opened the envelope and read the letter with trembling hands. Dear Mom, it is with great regret and sorrow that I am writing to you. I had to elope with my new boyfriend because I wanted to avoid a scene with you and Dad. I've been finding real passion with John, and he is so nice, even with all of his piercings, tattoos, beard, and his motorcycle clothes. But it's not only the passion, Mom. I'm also pregnant, and John said that we will be very happy. He already owns a trailer in the woods and has a stack of firewood for the whole winter. He wants to have many more children with me, and I've discovered that's one of my dreams now, too. John taught me how to grow marijuana and that it doesn't really hurt anyone, and will be growing it for us and trading it with his friends for other things we want. In the meantime, we'll pray that science will find a cure for AIDS so John can get better. He sure deserves it. Don't worry, Mom. I'm 15 years old now, and I know how to take care of myself. Someday, I'm sure we'll be back to visit so you can get to know your grandchildren. Your daughter, Katie. P.S. Mom, none of the above is true. I'm over at the neighbor's house. I just wanted to remind you that there are worse things in life than my report card, which is in my desk drawer. I love you. Call when it is safe for me to come home.
If you feel comfortable, close your eyes and join with me in knowing that there is one presence, one beauty. It is the all in the all. It is everything. It is ever expanding, ever evolving, upward spiraling magnificence, called many things: God, love, the one mind. I call it spirit. And I know that I am one with this love, this spirit that has made me out of its own image. It lives in me, as me, everywhere present, and all around everything, knowing we too are the face of God. So I speak my word today for everyone listening and everyone here today, that we celebrate who we are, as Reverend Sue MillerBorn talks with love, sharing her knowledge, speaking the truth, our hearts open. We hear a voice deep within saying, listen, listen. This is for you. Remember the truth of who we are, the light we are. I know this community is joy, that together we rise and shine our light into the world. Being the God beings, the heart-centered beauty on this planet, we come here to be the best we can be. Giving all our gifts, our love, we leave nothing on the table. Lives are changed as they come through these doors. Everyone being touched by the Center for Spiritual Living, Redding. Being a place of peace, a place of love, the center is transformed, and we celebrate. I am so grateful for knowing these truths. So knowing we are blessed in love and light, I release my word into the law that only says yes, knowing that it is done, and so it is.
Thank you, Judy. Good morning. I'm going to start with a truth, tell you a truth. My feet hurt. And some of you know that, but they really hurt a lot today, so I took my shoe off so I can pay attention to you instead of my toe. And I might be doing that more often. Something that I feel comfortable doing that with you, and if you want to take your shoes off, kick them off. It's hot. But I remember a while back that Mary was retiring, and I remember thinking, me too, and as soon as there's a new minister, I have surgery waiting for me. It's been a while now, hasn't it? And I'm loving doing this service, but I thought, you know what? Time for the shoe to come off. So thank you for understanding that. And, oh, well, Thank you. Thank you, Jean. The topic last month was self-care, and now we're looking at something else very important, and that is speaking truth to circumstances. And the title for today is In the Face of Truth, and it's going to go two different directions here. But I want to start with this really cute story that I had read. It was written by a Carrie Newhoff, and she talks about a parent strategy that her grandmother had used to get her children to tell the truth when they were kids. If she suspected that one of her children was lying, she would line them up and tell them that she was going to inspect their foreheads. Every time one of the kids asked why, she simply said, "Because when I see your forehead, I can tell who's telling the truth or not." Inevitably, as she went down the line, the child who was lying would cover their forehead so that grandmother couldn't see it. Then the grandmother would proceed to tell them and say, "So it was you. Now I know." I thought, that can work, but ooh, the stress that child must have gone through. But there might be tactics that your own parents used with you to impress upon you the importance of honesty. Because sometimes, I think it's just a natural response sometimes on little wee people that if they do something wrong, they're going to try to change the story a little bit so they don't get in trouble. And so it is the parents' responsibility to try to ingrain in them the importance of telling the truth and to reinforce it's better to tell the truth than to lie, and remind your child that everyone makes mistakes. It's most important not to lie about it. So now, just with that being said, I'm going to ask you a question. And I invite you first to get in touch. I want you just to relax here. Get in touch with your own heart space. Check in with yourself right now. And if you're comfortable, even close your eyes for just a moment. And I invite you just to breathe and trust that what I'm about to ask you is an opportunity just to get in touch with the felt sense. So relax, trust me. And think back as you relax, because I'm not looking at your foreheads, okay? Have you ever experienced in your lifetime a time when you knew you actually did tell a white lie or a bold-faced lie? Something in order to save face. Now, it might have seemed innocent at the time, but soon, remember, a new story started to unravel and reveal itself. And then something even more complicated began to emerge as the story started to spin away from you, from what happened. And then you start to realize that a piece of your own power is also diminished the more you realized that you did not tell the truth. And then other people started to get involved with your lie. And now it's out of your hands. It's out of your hands right now to tell the story straight. And you realize that now harm has been happening because of your moment of deceit. And you're still trying to convince yourself it was innocent. But wham! The real truth confronts you head on. So check in. What do you feel if that happened to you? In your body, what happens? In your throat, what happens? In your heart, what happens? Just notice. Also notice if you have been so skillful that you've been able to stay numb in denial. Or does even another part of you try to create another story to cover the truth? Are you scrambling to find where you are as truth is revealed? But do you see also that if you spoke the truth, inevitably you got your power back because you chose to fess up? Feel that. It's those things that we tend to bury, kind of hide away, because they're not pretty to look at. And no one needs to come up here right now and share with me, or share to the crowd what happened. Or you might even hear yourself saying, I can honestly say that really has never happened to me. I don't know what in the world she's talking about. And I believe you. I believe you if that's your story, because what I'm talking about when we don't tell the truth is not everybody's story. But I confess to you that it did happen to me. And I was young, and I was trying to maintain my longing to be liked and accepted. Sound familiar? And I did make a life-changing decision, and I betrayed a friend. And I kept trying to think and convince myself that who will ever know? Ever said that to yourself? Who will ever know? And that is the worst advice ever. That is the worst advice ever, because if I know one thing is true now in my lifetime, as I've spent a lifetime soul-searching and seeking to speak the truth from some of these experiences from a younger person now till now, the truth always prevails. The truth is always revealed. Don't deceive yourself. So it could happen over time or in a moment. Truth prevails. So our personal power is very much linked to speaking truth, even in the most dreadful moments. I eventually had to clear that space, and I had to tell the truth, as horrible as I felt, as nerve-wracking as it was. And I lost that friendship as a consequence. But I also know that I set my heart back in alignment with my soul self, with divine guidance, and again, with personal power. So the shame stain, that's still in there. As I tell the story right now, I can feel my heart, kind of constrict a little bit. But it's reminding me, pay attention. Pay attention to the power of your word. Pay attention to the dignity of another person, to tell the truth, to sit long enough with what is and allow a truth to unfold as well. You don't have to blurt things out, but you can take time. What's important here to say? And the most important part probably is not to jump to conclusions or dampening it down in order to get by, but a truth that's something that you can breathe with. Now, this isn't saying something like you're telling somebody you're avoiding them because they got a weird hairdo, and you don't know how to approach them on that, and then they ask you, "What do you think?" And you're like, "I love that color. It just really highlights your hair." Something, whatever you can come up with. But honestly, best not to say anything at all. I can't tell you how many times I had a new hairdo, and people would say, "Oh, why'd you do that?" "Oh, don't know. I wanted you to say something cruel to me. I don't know. Why did I do this? I'm sorry I did this. I want to go home." Whatever it is, these moments of truth speaking, there's ways to be kind with that. So if we respond, though, out of fear always of hurting someone's feelings, it's just really important to recognize the truth. What does truth have to do with anything? Because we build trust in relationships by telling the truth. So if you start with truth, you can always stand by your word. I appreciate that knowing. So back to this forehead thing. And I think the grandma was on to something. Years ago, Dr. James Golden, founder of this center, gave a talk about what if the truth, some of you might remember this one, what if the truth was like a ticker tape going across your forehead anytime you communicated with somebody? Some words were coming out your mouth, but it was not matching the ticker tape. But people all knew what you were really thinking. I have bangs ever since that talk. So the idea, often we guard what we think about saying. And then that reminded me of Pinocchio, the story of Pinocchio. One of the consequences, what if our nose grew every time we told a fib? What if we put on a bunch of weight every time we told a lie? Oh, could happen, you see? There's consequences. Because we feel truth physically. We feel it physically. So remember your felt sense, where you felt it in your body. It is stirring something deep inside of you, a soul knowing that you are betraying your divinity. And it takes courage to express truth, even when it's difficult. But you can do it when you lead with love, respect yourself, and respect the other person. And knowing that as you speak, you call in the divine, and you become a conduit of the divine. You align with the absolute. So the other part of this message, as I said, so there's two ends of the stick here. One is about speaking our truth, and the other is seeing what is true. And sometimes we become very skillful trying to rearrange everything to fit our paradigm. And that's futile. So nothing is greater than the infinite presence. So when we struggle with any circumstance that is outside of you, and we give our power away to it, and you can do it just even by cursing it, whatever it is, it gives a part of you away. It takes a piece of your soul, because that, you know, in your heart of hearts is not where you want to leave the world with a swearing word upon your lips. So we're struggling to find peace and wholeness here. That is why we come to spiritual practices, to continue invest myself, to be what the divine is inside of me already, to align with that wholeness. So oftentimes our minds are twirling, trying to fight or debate what is separating me from my good. And Earnest Holmes says in The Science of Mind, in judging, I'm going to take this slowly, not according to appearances. So in judging, not according to appearance, what it looks like, we are impressing a spiritual law with a new idea of ourselves, a less limited idea. You see, when we judge something, we become small as we look at it from a smallness. But when we try to look at all things without judgment, with greater, deeper clarity, we're allowing a less limited idea to be expressed and birthed through us. We're learning to think independently of any existing circumstance. This feels heady, but it's really heartfelt. That is what is meant by entering the absolute. That's Earnest Holmes. That is what is meant by entering the absolute. So choosing today to live a life based on truth means we are choosing to take the high road. We're committing to alignment with the truth principle of oneness. But when we're faced, think about it, with false impressions, a false idea that someone else has power over us. Think about the times where, for some reason, you feel small, insignificant around another type of personality. It really isn't the truth, because we're all equal. We all have the same access to power. But it's a spiritual call, I believe, to remember deep inside of us, the deep spiritual truths that we have invested so much time are calling us to be present here. And Pema Chodron, these are her words, in order to get to a place of non-struggle, is what I described, allow everything that occurs in our practice to support us in being present. See it as a teacher showing us something we need to know. Have compassion for our circumstances. Have compassion for ourselves. Being present in the moment brings gorgeous aliveness to your experience. Sounds good on some of the simpler things in life, but when we get into the sticky things, we can watch our heart battle with that. So if you're alive in your experience and fully invested in remaining absolutely true to your core values, your core truth, then you're living the greatest truth. The oneness that reminds us that we all have that equal power, that as we settle into divine guidance, we are assured of the omnipotent and omniscient nature of the one that is bestowed upon us all absolutely equally. No one is more powerful than you. If you can take that message out to the streets, you'll have your power and your calm and your peace. Nothing to control, and nothing can truly control you. And this is where we champion. This is what it means to stand in our truth. This is what it means to see ourselves being free. Now, Eric Butterworth was a phenomenal minister of the New Thought movement. And in Psalms 8, he reminds us, David said that we are crowned with glory and honor and endowed with dominion over all things. David is saying that you are mightier than circumstances. You are not only human, you are human and divine. And the divine in you always transcends the human. You are bigger than your littleness and stronger than your weakness. You have power and dominion over all life's experiences by the attitude that's important, by the attitude with which you choose to deal with it. So, one of the oldest prayers in Hinduism is, lead me from the unreal to the real. Lead me from the unreal to the real. I bring that ancient scripture back to this present day moment, asking each one of us from a lower state of consciousness that can be filled with delusion, confusion, and judgment, and victimhood, this idea of being led to the real, to the higher levels of truth, to joy, and rejoicing in the qualities of God to flow through each and every one of us. In yoga, there's also the term that's near and dear to Gandhi, and it was the term satya, and it's also seen in the Yoga Sutras, satya, satya, and it's not just, the word doesn't just mean truth. It's more than that. It means truth about that which is real. Satya. May we be led by that principle of satya. So this week, take some time to be with truth. Take it to your mat. Take it to your cushion, to your chair, to your meditative spot, and spend each day contemplating the nature of the divine as seen as life, love, light, wisdom, power, peace, beauty, joy. Those are the qualities, those are the divine qualities. They live and breathe you. And so you allow this to say, well, what does that mean personally to me as I shift from the unreal to the real? That's the greatest medicine we can ever take, the greatest spiritual medicine. Because I know we're all scratching our heads lately. What's going on in this world? Is it real? No, it's the unreal. Go to the real. Go to the supreme knowing. That something's evolving here, and we can't get snagged in the storylines, in judgment, in victimhood. There's something more, much more profound. And when we walk our talk and stand in that power, others feel that. Magnetically, they're drawn to that, and a greater revelation of the real emerges. And now I've mentioned before the little book by Dr. Siri Satnam. He calls it The Pocket Guru. And this is what he says, and I think when he speaks of truth, it's very penetrating. because we are invited to be with others and allow truth to be clearly and effectively communicated. That's how to live authentically. That's how to be real. So here are his power statements. See which ones that you can even remember. And I can copy this list off and you can take it with you if you so choose. Truth is what is transpiring in my immediate environment. I must consciously deal with it. Number 2, truth can help resolve conflict. 3, truth can heal those in doubt, confusion, and dismay. Truth, when spoken harshly, can be hurtful to others. Truth requires me to be discerning as to when and how to say it. Very important one. Truth, which is unsettling, should be processed, not dismissed. Truth is sometimes difficult to hear. Truth, when spoken, releases my hurt and pain. Truth is what will bring me contentment. Truth lived is a soulful life. Finally, truth is penetrating. Yeah. That's your challenge. To see truth. And I know that this might not be everyone's, I didn't want to do this kind of homework this week. It's the 4th of July and I wanted to be free. So I leave you with an Anthony DeMello story, one of my favorite storytellers, and from his book, The Song of the Bird. So this is the truth shop. I could hardly believe my eyes when I saw the name of the shop, The Truth Shop. I think that's what we'll put out on our sign out front. The saleswoman was very polite. Well, what type of truth did I wish to purchase? Partial or whole? Well, the whole truth, of course. No deception for me. No defenses, no rationalization. I wanted my truth plain and unadulterated. She waved me to another side of the store. The salesman there pointed to the price tag. The price is very high, sir. Well, what is it? I asked, determined to get the whole truth, no matter what it cost. Your security, sir. He answered that. Your security, sir. I came away with a heavy heart. I still need the safety of my unquestioned beliefs. Something to just take with you. Judy, you want to come up? We'll do a closing prayer. My greatest message for each one of your tender hearts, as we bump up into this, each from our own perspective and angle, and where we are today. Today, I know a lot of us have carried a lot of things from our past, and those are important to process as well. But today is the day to begin again. So join with me in this knowing as she plays the piano. Let it be those notes. They're dancing towards your heart. And there's a quote from Plotinus. I do not argue. I contemplate. And as I contemplate, I let fall the seeds of thought into the mirror of mind, which then becomes the mirror of matter. So this day, this is a powerful day, as we lead into a celebration of our country that honors freedom. We turn that back upon the mirror of our own soul and invite that question, am I free? Am I free? the divinity, the divine nature, God, the Holy One, love, all the names of the One are offering this precious jewel to sit inside your own heart, at the very altar of your heart, and move from the unreal to the real. To join in union with that passionate love that the divine has for each and every one of us. And then we realize and we recognize with great passion, this is ours to do. This is our precious, precious life. And we have much healing to do while we take a breath and live life, to make sure that our words come from a place of loving truth. And we begin to watch ourselves make a difference in the world by having the courage, by having the humility to stay open to truth and let it flow through us with love. It's a powerful day. It's a powerful moment as the divine reaches each one of our hearts. There's passion in this room. There is a longing to be set free, and we can do it. We can lean into one another and quietly, without judgment, listen to one another's stories. To help each other let go of what was and be present with what is. Because what is love. It's holding you. It's breathing you. It's inspiring you. So I give thanks for those I walk with, those I sit with, those I love. They're all in this room. I give thanks, and so it is. Thank you, Judy, and our sweet Dalton.
If not now, tell me when. If not now, tell me when. We may never see this moment or this place in time again. If not now, tell me when. I see sorrow and trouble in this land. Oh, I see sorrow, trouble in this land, and yet we struggle. We'll make the change we can. If not now, tell me when. I may never see the promised land. Oh, I may never see the promised land, and yet we'll take the journey. We'll walk it hand in hand. If not now, tell me when. If not now, tell me when. If not now, tell me when. We may never see this moment or this place and time again. If not now, tell me when. We'll work until it's done. Every daughter, every son, every soul that's ever longed for something better, something brighter. It will take a change of heart for this to mend. It will take a change of heart for this to mend. but miracles do happen every shining now and then. If not now, tell me when. Oh, miracles do happen every shining now and then. If not now, tell me when. If not now, tell me when.
Thank you, Dalton. May I have the ushers come forward, please? As I prepare to give my offering, my heart is filled with love and appreciation, since what is offered here is for my spiritual well-being. I am filled with gratitude, knowing life stays in balance, for as I give, I receive.
I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful, I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful, I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful, I am so blessed, I am so grateful, I am so blessed.
I give thanks for the blessed donations received in the offering this morning and during the week. I know each dollar supports this spiritual family in many ways as we grow together, pray together, and give thanks for all that this Spirit has been blessed with today and always, and so it is.
Everybody take a breath in with me. One more. If you feel comfortable doing so, stand on up. It is time to go out into that enormous warmth. One might even call it heat that is outside. It's glorious, it's sunshiny. And you know, then there was a time in my life I thought I'd have to do it all for myself. I didn't know the grace of God was sufficient. Didn't know the love of God was at hand. But now I can say, if you are discouraged, struggling just to make it through another day, you've got to let it go, let it all go. And is what you have to say. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only for God. I release and I let go. Let the Spirit. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only for God. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only for God. One more. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for, what's that word again?
Oh, I see a baby in the womb. Congratulations. So enjoy the social hall, and if it gets warm in there, it's because we're having a struggle with the AC, but we're doing our best. And just pretend that we're in the South and we need to fan ourselves. But have a beautiful 4th of July and a beautiful day today, and enjoy the